Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's look of the day, I'm using the Boss Mood palette again. I've already prepped my face and I want to use some of these greens and see if I can come up with a look using those colors, and maybe I'll do something with eyeliner, not really sure. But to get started, I've already put Lynn from the Jefree Star and Morphe Artistry palette. Now I'm gonna put down a base shade or I guess it's called a transition shade. I'm going to use Play It Cool. I believe that's what I used last time in the last look that I did. And it is this really pretty sort of latte color. And I love lattes, both in beverages and ASMR. Anybody knows who latte is? And there we go. So now I have a lot of really pretty green colors. There's Stroke of Luck, Express Yourself, Nude, and Hello Sunshine. Plus there's some other sparkly green colors like Standout, Bold Moves, Electric Energy. There's a lot of different colors that I can use. So I think the first one I want to start with is going to be Nude. So let me grab a brush for that. I'm going to use this unnamed, I think it's a blending brush from Farrah, and just clean that off. Oh, I also have Green with Envy, which is a dark green. But I'm gonna go into Nude to begin and just put it on my lower eyelid. Just cover the whole lower lid. Like so, from corner to corner. And then I'm going to switch to Express Yourself. And I'm going to take my number 3 mini tapered blending brush for that. Bit of fallout there. And I'm going to put it on the lower lid, but in the outer corner. And I'm going to kind of bring it up into that transition shade that we used. Play It Cool, and do the same for both sides. So I'm kind of taking it from the very outer corner, bringing it up into the crease a bit and across the corner of my lower lid, like so. The next thing I'm going to do is switch to a different brush. I'm going to use this 65E mini shading brush from Farrah. And I'm going to go into Stroke of Luck, which is this really pretty lime green color. And I'm going to put it in the inner corner of my eye. Duchess is chewing on a metal desk organizer that I have over there. She's so weird. Such a weird cat. Alright, so I'm just putting this on the lower lid for now, in the corner. Not trying to bring it into the crease. I'm going to take my fan brush and just sort of fan away any fallout. I go across the whole eye as well as underneath, just because sometimes when you're applying the makeup, there's loose powder on your actual eye on the application. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go into, let me grab, I think I'm gonna use this same brush I just used. Actually, I'm gonna use this SL Miss Glam Angled Eye E61 brush. And I'm gonna go into Green with Envy, which is this darker green. And I'm gonna put it on the very outer corner of my eye. So this is gonna be like a smoky eye look with all these pretty greens. And I'm gonna kind of bring it slightly up into the crease, but I don't really want it to extend too far. And I'm just gonna try to blend this in with the other shades that I've already put down there. And when I'm doing this, I'm trying to create shading, sort of like this shadow effect that gives my eye depth. So if you guys have ever been to like art class, when I do my makeup, I kind of think of this sort of typical, have you guys ever did the egg drawing where you try to practice shading by drawing an egg? It's kind of what I do when I'm trying to do my eye makeup, is I imagine like my eye like that egg, and I try to find shades when I'm doing a smoky eye anyways, that will blend together, colors that will blend together and create that sort of 3D shading effect, if that makes sense. I don't know, I never went to school for cosmetology or makeup or anything, so I don't really know how they teach you guys. I just pull from like my experience in art and try to do things that way. So I'm just trying to blend these colors. Now I'm gonna take that blending Farrah brush again. I'm gonna go into Nude Tude right on the edge there of where we just put Green with Envy. And I'm just gonna try to help these shades just blend. So I'm gonna take all of the shades I've already put down and just bring them from the outside in to kind of try to do a transition. To go back in with Express Yourself, sort of in the middle part of the eye. Like so, and then the very inside corners with Stroke of Luck. And Stroke of Luck, actually I'm gonna bring that up into the crease just because the other one sort of covered up that transition shade, which is okay, that happens sometimes. You still have a little bit of it, you know, in the background, so to speak, like kind of up here, so you can still see it. It's nice to lay down a you know, sort of like prep your canvas with a neutral color that will go with the colors you're working with, because it helps the blending process in my experience. I'm gonna go back in with that SL Miss Glam, and I'm gonna take Express Yourself, and I'm gonna bring it down under the lower lash line, but from the inner corner to the center, because I brought Green with Envy, I didn't say it while I was doing it, but I brought Green with Envy from the outer corner down to the middle of my lower lash line. So there we go. Take a Q-tip, just sort of clean that up a little bit so that it's not like totally bleeding down. And then I'm gonna take that angled eye E61 from SL Miss Glam. And what do I want to do? I want to sort of blend this top section, but I want it to stay matte. There isn't really a color here that I want to use for that. So I'm going to go back into the Jefree Star palette. I'm going to use Lynn once more, and I'm going to bring it at the very bottom of my eyebrow, but the very tippy top of my brow bone on both eyes, and just define that a little more. And then I'm going to take my 35E tapered blending brush, and I'm going to go just at the very top of the eyeshadow colors, so these greens, and I'm going to just brush back and forth to try and blend those tippy tops of that color into the brow bone a little bit so that I don't have this sort of raccoony looking eye makeup going on. And if you guys have watched any of my other videos, I talk about how sometimes when you do this, you can accidentally sort of erase the darker shades that you're trying to blend out. So this is sort of a process sometimes. Now I'm using the SL Miss Glam to go on the very tops of those shades and try to blend them a little better. Now I'm gonna go back in once more and just add these in. So starting with Green with Envy, just sort of bring that in a little bit, keeping in mind that we don't want it to look crazy, like a big block of color. We want everything to be really nicely blended. So we're just sort of trying to blend it as we apply the color. Going into Nude Tude. Same thing, just trying to blend as we apply. And this is just sort of like brushing back and forth gently. And when I do my blending, I try to drag the darker shade into the lighter shade, because I feel like if you do it the other way, you can really cover up a darker shade, oddly enough, with a lighter shade. Now I'm going into Stroke of Luck in the very corners. Okay, I'm actually going to take Play It Cool on this SL Miss Glam and just put it kind of at the top of all of these colors. Brush that off a little bit and then try to blend a little more into the brow bone. So we're getting up there kind of high with the color. I don't like to have my color like all the way to the tippy top of my brow bone. So I'm gonna go back in with Lynn, the top of the eyebrow, or sorry, top of the brow bone, bottom of the eyebrow. Brush that off and then just blend. And using Play It Cool kind of helps to be able to blend these colors without losing them. If you guys can see what I'm doing there, I'm not sure if it's translating on the camera. The other thing I noticed is that sometimes maybe it's my lights and maybe I need to get different lighting, but what will appear to be a really nice blend when I'm sitting here in person, and then when I take photos is like, whoa dude, that looks splotchy. So I'm hoping it doesn't look that way, but you know, I can only work with what I have. Maybe I need glasses. All right, I'm adding Green with Envy again to the outer corners here because I don't like, a darker shade is easy to get sort of splotches in. So that is why I'm doing that, and I'm trying to just blend these all really nicely. Okay, so I think that these look pretty good. And just take this away and look at it from a different lighting. Okay, Okay. So there are some green sparkle shades in here, like Bold Moves. Bold Moves is a pretty shade, so I think I'm gonna try that on the, it looks like a really sort of lime green shade. So I'm gonna put it on my finger and lightly tap the inner corner of my eyelid, both eyelids, just on the lower lid. And I don't want to cover up what I've already put down, so I'm just sort of tapping this on there lightly so that we don't cover up the shades. And I think that looks good. So I'm just going to take this blending brush one more time and just go on the very tops of this just to sort of diffuse any last minute weirdness that doesn't look blended. All right, I'm going to close this palette up. There we go. And now I'm going to get some liner. So I'll use my Kaleido liner, and I will use my Bad Gal Bang mascara. I'll do my liner real quick. And some lashes and gloss, and we'll be done. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so that's it for today's look of the day. I put on my Color Juice lip gloss and Cherry on Top and my Madison Miller and Ofra lip gloss, and did my lashes. These are my Kiss lashes. I used black lash glue and my obsidian liner from Kaleido. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I hope that you always remember, no matter who you are or where you are loved and you are enough. Bye.